Good evening, Blockchain Gang. This is Daniel Draghi with your Wemix Weekly Report for July the 16th, 2022. Tonight's top story is on an interview with CEO Henry Chang by GameSpeed, where he claims that in time, he believes all games will become blockchain games. When asked about the decline in major cryptocurrency prices and if it led to a decrease in players in Mir 4, he replied that in its peak of November of 2021, Mir 4 saw an average of 6.2 million monthly users, which declined over time and has been stable for the past few months at around 4 million monthly users. He claims that this is typical of a successful game's life cycle and says that he has seen no correlation between crypto prices in general and monthly active users, game revenue, or traffic. He claims that the data from 15 different coins serviced on the Wemix blockchain from June shows that the individual game's economy is much more of a deciding factor, as 10 coins followed the market and 5 coins went up instead. When asked about the resistance to blockchain games and NFTs in general coming from the West, he explained that while publicly there is much hate on these kinds of games from the West, but after Brazil and the Philippines, the US was ranked third in overall in-game spending, with the UK in fourth. It also did well in Europe, where it was heavily criticized for having NFTs. He said that the blockchain isn't really for developers, so he understands why they don't see the immediate benefit, but the players are the ones who are getting the most out of a real-world economic integration. If I didn't know any better, I could have sworn that he just low-key called them all greedy bastards. And I, for one, agree with the guy. He reminds us that when Steam started, they had 35 titles and built that up to 11,000 over a 15-year period to become the largest PC distributor. WeMade is aiming to do the same with the plug-and-play blockchain integration within a period of 3 years. This is what they believe will set them apart from their competitors, who are also involved in blockchain gaming. In other headlines this week, the first quarter report for 2022 was released with a revenue of $131 million. And an operating profits at $6.5 million. The new Reflect token was launched, which we covered in a recent video, as well as the Wemix Staking 360 program. WeMade also announced a partnership with Playings, an online social casino developer, with the first release being Grand Prix Slots. Personally, I'm a poker player as I never like betting against the house, but we will see if an option materializes from them later on this year. Those are the headlines for this weekly Wemix report, which means that it's time for
Welite Wevents.
The 6th anniversary event for Riders of Icarus is ending July 20th. Speak to the guest who visits Kane's Crossing each day for a different reward. Gunship Battle Conflict Crypto is having a WAGMI airdrop event, which stands for We Are Gonna Make It, until August the 10th, where they are giving away 140 Milko to all participants who reach headquarter level 18, as well as 300 Milko for the first 1,000 players to reach HQ level 20. They are also hosting a Wemix Gamers Unite event, where they are giving away $50 worth of in-game items upon reaching HQ level 15. 2 promo codes have been added, SFT Kill Blitz 50, to commemorate the Special Force Team Alliance on server 1002, to be the first alliance to successfully defend against a level 50 Blitz, and 80k on Discord for reaching 80,000 followers. Rise of Stars has a coupon for additional resources, ROS July 15, that is available until the 18th. They launched a sector campaign event where all admirals of a sector must work together to complete achievements. You will need a command center of at least level 15 to participate. There is also an SOS event taking place where players can scout and attack or investigate these distress beacons to collect rewards. FourGods is running a story event with missions every day for a week that kicked off today. They are also giving away items for people who purchase green gems in 2 separate events. The first ends on the 20th, when the second begins and runs for another week. EveryFarm is giving 20 additional seeds to anyone who buys the Union membership, as well as bonus seeds for VIP boxes until July 25th. I would like to remind everybody a few words of wisdom from community manager Lena way back on June 8th.
We are aware of your concerns about the significant drop in the price of Flero token. due to the token being paid to the winners of the airdrop last Thursday. We will never let this happen.
Needless to say, they are doing a third round of airdrops until August 1st for Flero tokens for completing Gleam tasks and additional token rewards for leveling up your farm. That is all for the Welite Wevents. Now it is time for your
Play to earn. Patch notes. Always changing shit.
In a huge update from Mir 4, the amount of dark steel generated by Beach and Valley has been reduced by 50% and 20% in Snake Valley, while Red Moon has increased by 70%. The values mined are not directly affected by this change, but there will be fewer nodes that are spawned in which you can mine dark steel from, and more in Red Moon Valley. Level requirements to enter each valley also changed and were substantially increased to combat the bots and multi-box users. The overall dark steel you gain is decreased, but now the boost is tied to the level of your conquest tower of mining. Players are able to brag about their equipped collectible items now, to flex on the plebes, to harvest their admiration points, which can be exchanged for a mount ornament box. For players who have hit level 90 or above, a new system called relics has been implemented for progression. 4 of these relics share the same name as the 4 classes from FourGods, so perhaps this may mean that there's a potential crossover in the future. The different labyrinths throughout Mir 4 will now summon unique and boss monsters for a random scheduled event that will drop the items needed to power up these relics. And heist mission rewards have also been adjusted to help in this manner. You can now craft legendary ability tomes, spirit pets, and dragon pieces at Damp Yo in Beach and Castle. Mission rewards have been revised and added so that you can gain more of these. Finally, Mirage Scrolls can now be earned from defeating boss raids and used to enhance your character NFT. This won't do anything for you in game, but it will increase your Mirage power score by 2% for each level, up to +8 or 16% in total. The stronger an NFT is, the more scrolls it will cost to upgrade, but the lower chance it will have to fail. And if it fails, it will go all the way back down to 0. ASU had their first major update, where Anita's fragments are now doubled for the winners of the occupational war, and new items have been added to the Anita's shop. Rise of Stars opened a new server and increased the power awarded to you for doing research, upgrading modules, as well as gaining power from upgrading your captain's level and abilities. These abilities also have been buffed to have a more strategic effect on battle. New items have also been added to the Slitherium particle store. They also increased the amount of non-safe Slitherium that is able to be mined from level 1 planets. A new server was also open for GBCC. Dark Eden M has added a global translator to their chat function, so players can communicate with each other. Now, I may finally be able to understand what all of those dirty vampires are saying about me. FourGods added some packs. All of these use cash or green gems, and not the red gem from the Lux token. They also prohibited players trading their NFT Tower of Departed passes, entirely voiding the premise of owning an NFT if you're no longer able to trade it with other players. It's the time that you've all been waiting for, and that is the
Ain't nobody like my NFT party.
In Mir 4, the NFT marketplace saw a total drop in listings from 2,542 last week to 1,722. 500 sold in the last 24 hours, which is down from 530 last week. The price of a base NFT went up from 11 to 14 Wemix. The highest sale was 23,800 Wemix, or about 3,000 greater than last week. The lowest wearable collectible is 320 Hydra. Outfit material starts at 40 Hydra. Mounts are between 34 and 60 Hydra. Secondary weapons start at 69 Hydra. Epic T1 gear runs 10 to 20 Hydra depending on the slot and the class. Spirit treasures, magic stones, and sealed boxes all start at 2 Hydra and go up from there. There are 262 commanders for Crypto Ball Z for sale in the NFT market. The base price has dropped to 1 Wemix from last week, with epics at 8. The lowest lowest legendary is 51, and mythical commanders start at 128 Wemix. In Rise of Stars, we see 461 warships listed on the marketplace. T1 carriers are still 1 Wemix, and T2 are 1.5, just like last week. T3 start at 10, with T4s at 48, and T5s costing 99 Wemix. Thank you for tuning in to another Wemix Weekly Report. This has been Daniel Draghi, and I will never stop fighting for equality. Good night.